and welcome to Talk SCB, and welcome back here for another video on the channel. And today I'm going to be talking about Martin Montoya. Now, I basically, guys, want to do a podcast. A lot of people asking me about what do I think of Montoya leaving, what do you think of the Montoya situation, and to be quite honest with you, I honestly believe that it's been blown out of all proportion. I think Montoya leaving has become this massive issue and is suddenly a crisis, when really it's not actually that bad a subject, it's not that bad of an issue, and it's actually been on the cards now for many years. It started when Pep Guardiola came in. Martin Montoya was, a 19, 18, 20-year-old guy. He was a young player. He'd come up from La Masia, another one developed from the youth academy in the right-back spot. Now, the problem was then that we had Dani Alves, who was arguably one of the best right-backs in world football, up and down the wing. He was good offensively and very, very good defensively as well. Now, Montoya didn't have a look in. He played some cup competitions. He played sometimes when we could rest Dani Alves, but other than that, Montoya got hardly any game time at all. Then comes Tito Vilanova, who didn't also play Montoya, and there's a reason for that. Not because Dani Alves was incredible. Dani Alves was still a very, very good player when Tito was in charge, but he still didn't play Montoya. There was still absolutely no use of him. He didn't play many games, didn't get many minutes. Now, last season under Tata Martino, Martin Montoya was no longer a kid. He was sort of a player who's in his early 20s, who still needs to develop in his career, but he should have enough experience if he needs to stake a claim for the first team spot. Now, Dani Alves under Tata Martino wasn't at his best, wasn't as like most of the team was. They were under par, they were below par, they weren't as good, and Montoya had a great chance. And when he did play, he was okay, but like most of his career for us, Martin Montoya has been okay. Never have I ever seen Montoya and thought, oh, well, there's our future right back. That's the man we need to call on. He's the man who's going to be leading us forward from the right side in years to come. Never have I thought that. I love players coming out the academy, and I have no problem at all with Martin Montoya. I don't think he's a bad player. I think he could go to another club, in Italy, or possibly even go to the Premier League and make a good impression. But under no circumstances do I think that he has the ability or will have the ability to become one of the best right-backs in the world, or even good enough to play a right-back for us. I think at best he is a player who can be used as a squad player, and I don't agree with what Luis Enrique is doing. I'm not condemning that. I do think that in any case, if we're going to play Douglas, then Montoya deserves a chance. And I do agree with that. I don't understand why he hasn't been given at least a shot, but all I'm saying is there's no need to blow it out of all proportion that he'll probably leave in January, because at the end of the day, he's not actually that good. It's been talked about now for many, many weeks and in many, many different aspects, but the very, very bottom line is that Martin Montoya is a decent player. There's absolutely no doubt about that, and like I say, I've got no problem with him, and I don't really understand the situation with him, but he's not incredible. We're not losing a world beater here. He would be a very, very decent player to have with us when we got the transfer ban, but at the end of the day, he wants to play. Luis Enrique clearly doesn't like him for whatever reason, and by the way, we don't know what's happened. They could have had a massive row behind the scenes. Montoya may not train well. We don't know. All that I know is Montoya is pretty well liked by the Barcelona teammates. You've seen Pedro's celebration in the Cup the other day. He clearly likes Montoya, but that's because they've come up from the youth academy together, a lot of those players, and they know each other very well. 4 different managers have not played Montoya, and I think that does speak volumes there. They've not showed any faith in him. He's never been a starter for us, and he never will be, because it does look like he's going to be leaving in January. But that's just my take on it. I realise that some people are very, very angry with what's been happening with him, and that's understandable. Like I say, I do think he should have been given a shot. I don't agree with the fact that he's not been given any game time at all. That seems unfair to me, but like I also said, we don't know what's happened behind the scenes. So I suggest that we just wait it out. In January, we see what happens. He'll probably leave the club. We'll be left with Douglas and Dani Alves, which by no means is a perfect scenario, but all I'll say is it's not a massive, massive issue. As far as I'm concerned, Montoya is a decent player who will probably go away, and when he does, I'll wish him well, because I've got no problem with him at all, but it just hasn't worked out for him here since the moment go, really. He's never really staked a claim for that right back spot. So that's just my view on it, guys. Let me know down below what your thoughts is on the Montoya situation. Interested to hear what some of you guys are thinking. I'm sure there'll be both positive and negative reviews of this video, but of course, open to everyone's opinion. So let me know down below, guys. Like this video if you did enjoy it, and of course, if you are new, make sure you subscribe to Talk FCB. I'll see you very soon, but until then, Visca Barça.